have to say my favourite email I receive at the minute is, "You have reached one free pasty from Greg's." Welcome along to episode 58 of 30-something Gamers. And as always, I'm joined by the steed bonnet to my black beard, Boxy Arty. How you doing, Boxy?
Steed Bonnet
Yeah.
and Blackbeard. Steve Bonnet sounds like an old race car driver from the Steve McQueen days. I know
It
who
does.
Blackbeard is.
Yeah, well, I don't know who Steve Bonnet was. I had to Google for my little intro there. I just Googled worst pirates ever. So Major Stede Bonnet is widely considered the worst pirate of all time. He was a wealthy born sugarcane planter from Barbados who didn't steal a ship, he just bought one, and he actually paid his crew wages rather than looting.
Well, he's not a pirate then, is he?
He possessed absolutely no sailing experience and was forced to succeed command to Blackbeard shortly after meeting him. But then he was captured, tried, and hanged in Charleston. Um,
For
because he was
what?
being a pirate.
But he wasn't a pirate. He was an upstanding citizen, clearly.
Well, no, I think it was just like that, like when you have like some sort of like rough and tumble place, and then you have like the owner of it, whose son comes and works for a little bit because he wants to be one of the lads or something. It
Yeah.
seems like that, and then it sort of backfired, really, didn't he?
I feel so. I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but this story did make me laugh. I was listening to Freebird, you know the
Yes.
song?
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, just Wikipedia, Leonard Skinner. And I knew they were all in a plane crash and most of them died. But when the plane crashed, one of them survived and he was like crawling through this cornfield or something like that, approached a farmhouse, knocked on the door to like cry for help, and the bloke came out and shot him.
Well, because he thought he was like robbing him or something.
Yeah, I don't know if he
Oh my
survived I don't know if he survived the gunshot, but I thought that is God who just fucking hates you, isn't it?
that is a day and a half, isn't it? You know what I mean? Your plane crash, you survive, you think, Christ, someone comes out and shoot you. That's like Final Destination. When
Yeah.
when you escape death, but it still tries to get you. But it was like back in the day where death didn't really have any creativity, or it hadn't seen a Goldberg machine, and it was just like, I will just get some hillbilly to shoot him in the face. No, no, like dangling daggers above him that fell down or anything like that.
Get off my property. All my fucking friends just died. Leave me alone.
Anyway, this week I have been resinking my teeth back into the scurvy simulator we all love, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. And it got me thinking about games that don't really fit into their series. More about that in a little bit.
Hey.
Myself and Boxy, well, Mini Boxy, know a whole lot about not fitting in. So we are going to enlighten you and talk about that later. But before that, we always talk about the games that we've been playing recently. And as I've just mentioned, I've been playing the new Assassin's Creed Black Flag release, which was released less than a week ago. So I'm going to give you a little mini review of it for all of your pleasure. Now, we're not really the reviewing type here on 30 something Gamers. We just tell you how we like it. So 7 out of 10, great graphics. There we go.
Well, doesn't it lose a point for all the pointless microtransactions it's got in it?
Well, here we go. Firstly, I'm going to talk about some of the good things before we get into those things. So, um, I will preface this going in with Black Flag is one of my favorite games. Like, I really enjoy it. Not my favorite games of all time, but I remember playing it and really, really loving it. I played through all the Assassin's Creed, and this was starting to get a bit stale with the American War of Independency one, and this was some fresh air, something completely new, and I did love the game. So when I heard that this was getting a remake completely from the ground up, I thought, gotta have a bit of that. And again, for a console, graphics are amazing. They've really sort of worked on it, and it shows how far I think we've come in 2026. Because I look at stuff now, and I look at your sort of your 360 and stuff, and go, we haven't really came on that much in those, like, in the last however many years, 20 years since the 360. It's got better, but it's hard to see the differences now compared to like Mega Drive to PlayStation 1. But when you look at these, you can see that like how much the lighting affects it, and how much the graphics, although have only changed, what is it? How many thousand pixels extra have we got 4K from PhD? Couple of thousand?
Who
I don't
cares? I mean, I always
know.
thought
Beautiful.
Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag on, because I had it on PS4,
Hmm.
looked amazing, and I still thought it looked amazing because when they do that pan out with the title and you see all the beaches and
Yes.
everything, that was like a whoa, fuck, this is the next gen sort of stuff here.
Mhm.
So I was a little bit like I saw the comparisons and everything. It did seem a bit like a Last of Us Part One remake
Eh,
kind of experience.
yes, I do see that, but I will say this. Obviously, there is a much bigger gap between Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, Resynced, and the original than there was from Last of Us Part One and Last of Us Part One remake. Because Last of Us Part One remake obviously came out a while ago, and that was the end of the era, wasn't it? I remember playing Black Flag. It came out on 360. Sort of was it near the end? I feel like I got on Xbox One. I played it on Xbox One, I
I
think.
think
But
I think it came out in 2013
yeah, yeah.
because it
So
was near the end of the PS3 Xbox
yes,
360 life
yes.
cycle. But
I, I think I'm thinking it was start of 360. It wasn't. It was the start of the Xbox One, wasn't it? Because it was on both generations. But yeah, honestly, if you look at it, and uh, again, I stream it, and when I stream it, I can't stream 4K just because of sort of limitations of the streaming software and how much it'll lag and stuff like that. So I stream it 2K. When I'm watching it in my sort of uh, my TV and stuff like that. It is just it is gorgeous. Like it is really gorgeous looking at it. Honestly, just trust me on it. I know you might think it only looks a little bit different. And when I watch videos on like come through on YouTube Shorts and TikTok and stuff, I do think it looks quite similar. But actually playing it and playing it on it is 10 times better. I
so
think.
instead of wanking off to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, what else have you been doing?
Well, hey, I'm still telling you about Black Flag. This is a mini review. Don't
Oh,
you
okay.
be cut me off. I'm telling you, I'm applying for IGN here and a
Oh.
Metacritic moderator or something. Um, changes. There has been changes, not just a straight like remake. So if you play Black Flag, can you remember the parts where you're walking around basically Ubisoft's office because you're actually like a computer developer?
Yeah.
They're all gone. Which
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's none of those in, none of the sort of backstory of the Templars in the future and stuff and going back. So that really helps with the flow. I think a lot of times in Assassin's Creed games, coming out and doing those little bits can slow the game down. So that helps it with there. Here's a one. Does this sound like absolute gold? There is now when you have a little thing where you're going to walk with your friend for a bit and he's going to talk to you. That you just keep X down for like a second, and then he follows automatically at the right speed. And
Oh, that's nice.
you don't have to do that thing of your walk cycle is too fast, so you have to like keep doing jittery runs or keep going ahead and waiting. You can just follow them. But what they've also got, which has really helped me when I'm streaming this, is it's the same for the boat. So when you're on your ship, you can set a mark where you want to go, and then you just hit follow, and it will sail to there, and you can just sit back, listen to your sea shanties, take in the surroundings. And I think it's really good. At first, I thought, is that just taken away? But obviously, you're sailing, and when you see a ship you want to fight, you can just get your controls straight away and take them out. There's fast travel anyway, and it's a big map. So if you're going from one side to the other, you're likely to fast travel and miss it anyway. So it is just for that, like chilling out, knocking around, looking for stuff, and taking over when you need to. So that's really, really cool as well.
Cruise control.
It is, yeah, cruise control on a wooden galleon, which is
I
what you
always thought
need.
one of the best features was in LA Noir with the driving because it wasn't very spectacular. You could get your partner to drive the car for
Yeah,
you and you just
and
chill and go for a pee or get a little chocolate bar or something.
oh, a little chocolate bar. Why would it be a little chocolate bar? You got to always go big or go home when it comes to.
Not at my age. Keep me
Oh.
up.
I always remember where they had it in GTA 4 where you could get in a taxi to
Yeah.
your destination, but you could actually sit in the ride. And I'd just sit in every now and again and go from one place to the other. Really sad.
Going and play bowling with cousin.
Yeah. You mentioned microtransactions. Now, I think the microtransactions are okay because I've
Ooh.
never been against microtransactions. I've been against microtransactions, taking stuff out of the game that should be in, um, changing the gameplay as in Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, it was a real grind to get up the levels. and you could pay to do it faster, and that grind wouldn't have been in if they weren't going to make money on it. Those types of things. However, my PS5's not been connected to the internet because when I put it in and it said 14 hours to install or download, I put in obviously an Ethernet cable, and for some reason the PS5 is really crap. As in, when you unplug the Ethernet cable, it doesn't automatically go onto Wi-Fi, but I've just left it, and so I can't get the microtransactions. I can't go in the menu part. It's called the Animus. Yeah, I can't go in the Animus to buy stuff because I think it fits in game well because they're seeing it's like you're playing the Animus, so these things, you know what I mean? It's a bit like Inception-y. You're in a video game, playing a video game, so you can buy these things that are like really weird from what I've looked like, wouldn't fit in at all. But so far for me, it hasn't changed the gameplay. So I'm playing the game as normal as I did back when it came out. And if I really love the game and I wanted those things, I could go and get them. So I'm okay with the microtransactions because they're not needed. They're just you can add stuff in extra if you want.
Good for you. I mean, I did sort of read it as they're just looking to talk about something which is different and maybe a bit controversial just to
Yeah,
stir up some shit. But
yeah,
yeah, it didn't seem like a huge deal, to be quite honest.
yeah. They're really not intrusive. The only thing that really I'm finding when it comes to the like the parkour part of it isn't the smoothest. It's
Ooh.
um I don't know whether it was smooth in the original, but I'm just finding I'm firing off in places I don't want to, and I'm trying to get around certain parts. And I don't know whether it's because it's like tops of ships and stuff like that, and they're quite like thin masts and things like that, rather than a big building. But then I'm trying like, oh, trying to jump over to that one, and then he dives into the sea, and you're all right at the top, and then you got to start it again. I've had that quite a bit because I always thought when you were free running an Assassin's Creed game, it's a while since I've played one, you run, you keep X down, and you parkour up, and you run, you keep circle down, you parkour down. And I'm not really finding that, and it's hard because the environments I don't think lend themselves to a great parkour sort of flow and stuff like that, like the Italian ones did and things like that. But in all honesty, it is my main point because I'm streaming it at the minute, and like I said to you on the previous episode, I have got a clock, and I am working out what percentage of it is Assassin's Creed game and what percentage of it is a pirate game. So if you're a sad bastard like me, Retro Revival Tom on YouTube, you can come and join me and watch that. It's not an Assassin's Creed game. It's one of the best pirate games of all time, but it just doesn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game. I think I am currently at. Let me have a look at it because I've just finished a stream, so I need to check my notes for my timings there. I've played 2 hours 15 as an assassin and 4 hours 5 as a pirate. And my last stream adds another about hour on the pirate and 20 minutes for the assassin. So it's definitely heavily a pirate game, which is absolutely fine for me. And it's only 44 quid as well, the game. So if you like
Hard,
pirates, give it a go.
hard at work as always. Right, a few things there. So we need to jump back a little bit because I had a lot of good responses, which you just kind of like sailed through. Hey, pun. Right, the parkour thing. So you're used to things shooting off in all the wrong directions.
Right, okay. So it wasn't a comment about the game that you could add to a intelligent discussion. It was a joke about common.
Yeah, and there
Okay.
was another one as well. Yeah, you're used to really thin masts.
It's a good one, but it's lost all
I know,
umph.
because you just sail so quickly onto the
I
next point of
apologize.
conversation.
I'm a 39-year-old man with ADHD on amphetamines, medically
Yeah,
provided by a doctor.
there you go.
Um, so you've just got to interject. You've
Well,
just got to
you're
interject.
in. I don't want to interrupt your flow. I want to find the right point to kind of jump in. And you didn't really say it, but there's something there about a gangplank, which I thought would be quite a good one.
Yeah. So lovely. Thank you. Thank you for your input on that lovely one. But I would say if you've played it before and you enjoyed it, get it. And I'd also say as well, you've not played it before, it's 44 quid. It's a good game.
Well,
Good
you'll be
game.
pleased to hear that I've been playing a pirate game as
Oh,
well.
what have you been playing? What have you been playing?
Guess.
If it's a pirate game, if it was a good one, you'd be playing Monkey Island. I doubt it's that. So I go Sea of Thieves, Skull
Oh,
and
hell no.
Bones.
Hell no. Hell no. No, no, you were pretty fucking hot the first time. I played Return to Monkey Island, the new one.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah.
Did it
But
did that get released episodically?
no.
No.
No,
Oh,
you're thinking of when Telltale had a crack at it. No, Return to Monkey Island came out about 3 years ago. A
Which one?
really new one.
Oh,
And
I need to
It's
try
Ron
this.
Gilbert and all the old crew back
Is
doing
it
it.
good? All the old
Well,
crew? Way?
I don't.
Pirate themed puns coming your
It's
way.
not my week to gab off about what I've been playing, so I won't go
Okay,
into it
okay,
too much. But
okay.
it's a really good. And like you, where you were playing Assassin's Creed, and I thought, well, I want to play a pirate game, so I played that one. And I've noticed.
Mhm.
So who's the main character in Assassin's Creed 4?
Edward Kenway, Welshman.
Welshman. He looks like Guybrush Threepwood with muscles
Oh
and
no!
facial hair and
Oh,
like manly.
so he doesn't look like Guybrush Threepwood, was what you're saying.
Yeah, he's a more alpha version of Guybrush Threepwood. But I always thought Hanley, whatever his name was, looked like Charlie Hunman out of Sons of Anarchy.
He does. He does. He does. He looks more like that. I would say. I'd say is he the most successful Welsh protagonist in a game? Can you
I
think of
can't think
any
of it.
other Welsh main characters in video games?
No, probably for good reason. Nope.
Well, bye bye, all our Welsh audience. We only get statistics on the United Kingdom. So when we look at the views next week, we will see how many of the Welsh have left us. I'll have you know I'm a quarter Welsh or
Yeah,
an eighth, a quarter or an eighth as a grandparent or a great grandparent. I don't know. Yeah.
I'll dilute that down a bit more, I think, for your next
Oh,
generation.
well, well, I've only got three web tours. So I
I
don't know what
have
to say.
actually got webbed toes.
You've got webbed tours, and I'm only finding out this now.
Yeah,
My right, so you went to boarding school, had web tours. How have you survived this long in the world? I,
very well.
I did you surely you got stick for your web tours when you went like swimming with all the boys at Eton?
I didn't go to Eton.
Yeah.
Um, no, I was born with two of my toes stuck together.
Are you a quick swimmer?
Well, I mean, that's just the stereotypical response to go towards it, but
All right, then
surprisingly,
okay, then
no.
can you wear flip flops?
Yes, I can, because
So
flip-flops
just not
only
those
have
toes.
one little hole in them, and that's between my big toe and my other one, and those were the two aren't stuck together.
Ah, I wish it was those ones just so you couldn't wear flip flops.
And no, my parents were not inbred, and they weren't cousins, and they weren't fucking each other like in family gatherings and stuff like that. So got ahead of
Definitely
that
have.
one.
Definitely have. Right, anyway, that's what I've been playing. I've been playing games at that. Did I mention last week that I was playing Scarface on the PS2?
Yes, and you had your swear meter going.
Yes, well, I'm still playing through that. Um, so that's the two games I've been playing. I'm alternating those on stream again at Revival Tom. If you want to
How
have a
many
listen to them.
swears are you up to?
I tell you what it is, I think, about halfway through the game.
Hmm.
Guinness World Record say there's 5,688 in. I'm on 405 swears.
Nah, you got to look deeper.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. No, no, sorry. 508 F bombs because in when I went on check on the Guinness World Record website, it says there are 5,688 utterances of the four-letter F word. Not just swearing. Swearing it would have been a lot higher. I mean, there is a lot of swearing. Every like 2 seconds there is swearing in the game. But I always had this that there is no way you are going to hear anywhere near 5,688. So I think that the record is a little bit
I think it's the
cheap.
NPCs. It must
It
be the
is.
NPCs.
It is, but also as well, like when I go into Rage Meter, I'm up to 405. I'm hearing a lot of the same lines from Tony. So if we're talking about the script, that will only be in the script once, and I'm still
Hmm.
only up to 400. So I don't know. I just think you would have to play for a long time to get anywhere near that. But I'll continue through, and we'll see. There might be a part near the end of the game where we just get an hour worth of just Tony going, F F F F F.
You only use his rage mode, which is called balls or something, isn't it?
Yeah, and I get confused with it. I don't understand what it is. As in, I know it's supposed to be all balls, cojones, all like sort of masculine. I imagine Eastern Europeans like love Scarface. It's very their dream.
Yeah.
Like oh yeah, loads of guns. Oh, like stuck in the 70s and 80s a little bit, and like
Well,
they're like,
it's
oh, I got massive balls. But what I mean is I don't understand about the balls meter. Is it's not like a meter that it goes up. I have a number. Like I've got 1,400 and something ball. What is that? Is that the size of them? Is that the
yeah, it's funny.
is
But
that
you get balls for like really weird things, like driving on the wrong side of the road or something, don't you?
Yeah, because it takes balls to drive on the wrong side of the road. I understand that, but if it was just a meter of always being really ballsy, hey, I understand that. But to have a stat of you've got 1,400. What do you mean? What, grams? Like
Yeah, it's like
diameter? Is it? I think it should be
adrenaline, isn't it?
diameter. I think it should be diameter. And you just see Tony Montana's testicles bulge, just slowly get bigger as the game goes through.
I'm pretty
And
sure someone has made a mod of that.
there's
Sounds
got
like
to be.
something someone would do.
If there isn't, and you are listening, and you are a programmer or a modder or whatever it is, get it sorted. Get it
Have you
sorted.
seen those videos of like sped up by zero point 0.5 every time they say this, and it's like B movie sped up
I've,
every time they say B?
yeah, yeah, I've seen that. I think it takes about like 6 minutes to get through the whole movie, like because
Yeah.
obviously it's exponential. So by the time you get to like 10 minutes in, it's just ridiculous. I think there's one with Shrek, but I don't know what it is that he says. Everything something said in Shrek, it doubles
Yeah,
the
I know, I
speed.
know. Yeah, I can't remember which one it is, but there's
But I've
tons
seen
of them out there. There's one of Breaking Bad where his hat gets bigger every time, every time
that.
he's arrogant, and it's
I've,
like absolutely massive by the end of the scene.
I've seen those. Have you seen them? They've got threads like that on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. I love the fact that Elon Musk always wanted to own a company called X, so he bought Twitter,
Mm.
called it X, and no one calls it X. Just makes us feel good.
He has a thing about X, like
It
his
does.
one of
Isn't it
his
kid
children's
called?
called
Uh,
XY something or other.
Named after a bike or something. Anyway, have you seen the Twitter feeds where it's like sort of it'll be a picture of like say um, Walter White in a hat, and it'll be like for every 100 likes, I'll make the hat bigger, or for every 100 likes, I'll make Donald Trump bigger. And obviously, you get thousands of likes, and you just see it going through. It's what the internet should be made for.
Yeah,
None of the slinging mud at each other.
full
Anyway,
gang
anyway.
mentality, love it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the trivia part of
Now,
the
I
show.
have a first of all, I have a challenge. I need to go for a pee. So once Liam's theme tune starts, I'm going to try and go and pee and come back before.
Lovely. Nice and professional. I've not been waiting for you to come on the stream for ages. You could have had a wee before. Are you ready? Are you trying to come back before the theme tune ends?
Well, come back. I've got to be the first one to speak after
Right.
Liam's theme tune
Right.
starts.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I will start the theme, and then I'll be quiet until you come back,
Yeah.
so it stays on your camera on the podcast recording. This is adrenaline filled podcasting for you, boys and girls. Get it into your ears. What I mean, boys and girls, boys. We've seen the stats. No girls in here. Okay, are you ready?
I'm going for a winkle sprinkle, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Retro's Trivia. It's Retro's Trivia. Boxy's in the hot seat thinking survival. Ooh, look out! It's Retro Revival! It's Retro's Trivia. It's Retro's Trivia.
Now here's the thing. I don't know how long he thought our theme tune was, but it was about 12 seconds. I don't know the location of Boxy's toilet from where he records, but if he thought he was getting there in 12 seconds, getting back, he he definitely wasn't planning on washing his hands. So if you ever meet Boxy in public, never wash his hands. No, sorry, never shake his hands.
How'd I do?
Miles away, mate. Absolutely miles. I've been filling for about a minute.
I underestimated that one. That was a longie.
They were long, longy. Yeah. So if you ever meet him, don't shake his hands. If you're gonna meet me, I am going to Timeless Gaming Convention in Liverpool, 12th of August. Retro 26 code if you want 50% off your tickets. I'm not shilling them. I don't get anything for them. Just be nice to meet you. Boxy isn't there. He'll be trying to, I don't know, race a homeless man to piss quicker than him or something. So this is trivia. It's the part of the show where I always forget to write a little joke to give grief to Boxy, and I've done it again. So I've just wrote one up on the spot, and it's the time of the show where we find out whether Boxy is a true gamer or a absolute poser who thinks that Black Flag Resynced is when his local pub got some new bathroom equipment put in.
Nice. That's not
That's a,
bad.
off the top of the dome. That's all right, isn't it? As the rappers say. Right, today's quiz for you. You're going to get multiple chance to get points on this one, Boxy,
Yeah.
because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you. I've got 5 games. I've got the characters from 5 games, and I've got 4 characters for each game. And each time I give you a character, you will get less points. So if you get on the first character, get 4 points, 3, 2, and 1.
Yeah.
Simple as that. See how quickly you can get it. Okay. So
Love it.
the first character you're going to get is Brethren Moons.
Nope.
No, he hasn't got it. So we go down to 3 points. Can you get on 3 points if I add in a Ellie Langford?
Oh, that sounds familiar. Ellie Langford.
So we got
Breth
Brethren Moons.
Brethren. Brethren. That's like a monk, isn't it? Brethren.
I think it's sort of like adjacent to Brother, isn't it? Hey, my brethren! Sounds
Was that a
Jamaican.
hint?
No, this game is set in nowhere near there. It's Brethren Moons, as in that's not his name, like a name of a character. It's like plural. There are characters that are Brethren Moons. Like that's a Brethren Moon.
Ellie Langford. That really rings a bell, but I can't put my finger on where.
Okay, so for 2 points, we're going to add in Nicole Brenner.
Oh, is this?
I was going to say you can have a guess and continue
Yeah,
on.
I'm gonna have a guess. Is it Detroit Become Human?
Oh, it's not. You will definitely get it on the next one. And you'll
Okay.
probably, let's see if you recognize where the other two were from. Isaac Clarke.
Oh, Dead Space.
It is Dead Space. So Nicole is your dead girlfriend, spoilers, that you're looking for in the first game. Ellie Langford's the one in Dead Space 3 that he sort of has a thing with, but it's Dead Space. It wasn't going to end good. And Brethren Moons are one of the, what do you call it? But it's not, I was
Cult?
just saying necromorph. No, it's moons, like a literal moon, but it's made of, what do you call them? The enemies in Dead Space.
Uh,
It's
oh,
not, is it not necromorph? Is it
it
necromorph?
is Necromorph. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. It's like a big, massive necromorph that's got so big it's a moon. So it's
Ah,
definitely
see, I thought when you said Brethren and then Ellie, I thought the Brethren was in Detroit Become Human, that kind of army of androids which all rebel, but
yeah.
clearly not. All right.
Well, 1 point then for Isaac Clarke. Here we go then with the next one. I think people will scream at the podcast for this one, but I don't know whether you will get it. The first one is Donnell Udina.
Darnell. Sounds Gears of Warish.
See, when I think of Donnell, I just think of Declan Donnelly.
Well, you shouldn't because that's got nothing.
It's got nothing to do with it. I don't know.
No.
Just realised there is the one he
Not Gears of War.
Nokia as well. By the way, all of these are series, not just one game, so it's series. I should have said that.
Okay.
So no, down to 3 points is Caden Alenko.
See, again, these are like funky names. So are we going Metal Gear Solid, maybe?
Not quite, not quite. Your next one then, and these are where they'll start to get characters you would know. Matriarch Benazir.
Assassin's Creed.
No.
Oh, I
And
don't
your
know.
next one, this will decide whether you actually know the game or not, is Garrus Vakarian.
Um,
Because that character is a big character if you like this series.
well, clearly I don't.
Yeah. But
Garrus. I
it's
mean, it sounds like it's got Assassin's Creed spunk all over these names.
no, what do you mean Assassin's Creed?
Well, it's all
Assassin's Creed,
Garius and Barrius and Donnell and
but
all
they
these
just,
Renaissance-y
I was gonna,
names.
yeah, so they just set the Renaissance so that it could just be anyone from the Renaissance. So it's not an Assassin's Creed name, is it? It's an Italian Renaissance name you're seeing.
Oh, is that the whole series set in Italian Renaissance?
No, nowhere near it. I was just saying
Oh.
that was your point. I was just,
No, I don't know. I want a clue.
a clue, set in space.
Space. Mass Effect.
Space. It is Mass Effect. You can have half a point because you got to get a clue. Garrus is one of like the most famous and well liked companions you can have. Matriarch is this blue bird who you can bang and you die and you know you're going to do it before, but it's worth it. Kieran is one of the lesser known companions from the first one, and Donnell Udina is like I think your boss. I'm sure he's played by I don't know, a very famous voice actor.
I have played
Um,
them, but clearly I didn't pay much attention.
It's hard because obviously, if I wasn't going to go, Commander Shepard, that would have been a pretty
That would have been
obvious.
obvious, yeah.
Yeah. But like, honestly, you'll see in the comments people who like Mass Effect will know that one. Anyway, move on to the next one. I thought you'd have got the others a little bit better, so this is going to be hard. First one, I told you you're never going to get this. Sharudo Garo. Sharudo Garo.
Sounds Japanesey.
Easy peasy Japanesey. What are you going to go for
Yakuza.
then? No, I was going to put Yakuza in, but I thought as soon as
Oh,
you heard a
you
Japanese, I thought
you should.
as soon as you heard a Japanese name and you didn't know who it was, you'd have went Yakuza. So I thought it's a pointless question. Yeah, exactly. Right, your next one is Alicia. Sorry, is that Alicia? Alicia or Alicia? Winston. Alicia Winston. Less
Okay,
Japanesey.
that's not a Japanese name.
No, it's not.
Final Fantasy.
No. Rachel McPherson.
Rachel McPherson. Isn't that a model?
No, that's L. I think that's L McPherson.
McPherson, yeah.
Yeah.
Is the was I right on the right lines with the Japanese side of things?
Well, the character's Japanese, but the game's not.
Oh, okay,
I think I've just made an assumption there.
okay. Let's go Metal Gear Solid again.
No, and the last one, if you don't know this one, you'll not get it. This is to be fair, I don't think I'd have got it from those three, and I like this game, but I would have got it from Richard Miller.
Rich Miller, attorney at law.
Dickie Miller.
Dick Miller.
Big Dick
This
Miller.
is a series or a game.
It's a series. Yeah.
Richard Miller. Is he the main character?
He is. You play as him.
Ooh. Nope. I need another clue.
Action.
Stuntman.
No, 0 points. It is Time Crisis.
Oh, I would never have got that.
Well, my action was brilliant. You hear that so many times. That's when you move, you get to someone who goes, action.
Okay.
All right, okay. Is that because you never played the game or just you don't know?
Well, I have played it in fairs and arcades and stuff like that, but not enough to know the names of the characters.
If you were a real gamer, you'd have spent so much time as a child. Maybe a real gamer or a forgotten child like me who would go on like holiday to Skegness or something and all the uncles and parents and stuff be drinking in the pub next door and you're just left in the arcade for 3 hours for like £2.
Yeah.
You'd have seen the Time Crisis arcade machine that plays the intro over and over again with Richard Miller going to save Rachel McPherson. I'm sure he's the president's daughter.
No bugger who listens to this shit would have got that.
I'll tell you what it is. In the chat, I disagree with that. In the comments, maybe the first couple of characters, but Richard Miller, you would have got is the Time Crisis guy. Sorry.
If you
Right,
say
we'll
so.
go to a bit of an easier one. The first character is Estelle Aguirre.
Aguirre.
Are you on 1.5 points at the minute?
Doing well. Sounds very Italian-y. Has that got anything to do with it?
The character might be Estelle. Is Estelle an Italian name?
Estelle. Yeah.
Sort
of.
Jim. You can make any word sound Italian for an Italian.
No,
like,
I was thinking more Esquire, because isn't Esquire like a magazine in Italian magazine?
No.
No.
Isn't Esquire just a porno mag? A top shelfer, but like softcore, I think. Oh no, it's just men's fashion. It's not Italian.
Oh, is it not?
So it's Italian because it's just meant. Tom Holland's on the front. He's not. But then there's a watch with a Spartan warrior next to it.
Yeah. See?
No, it's not Italian.
There's method in the guessing. Right. No, I don't know. Next clue.
Eddie Hunter.
Silent Hill.
No. Max Thunder. That's a great name, that isn't it?
Max Thunder.
That's a proper 80s action. Max Thunder.
It's like The Simpsons. Max Power.
Mm-hmm. Max Power, we actually used to play for Sunderland. There was a
Eddie Hunter and Max.
Yes, I've been a bit cheeky with Eddie Hunter, but I think you'd have got it obvious.
Oh! Is it Tekken?
Oh, you're getting in a better ballpark, but no.
Because Eddie was in Tekken.
There was Eddie, yeah. He was the dicky guy. So your next one is Axel Stone.
Axel. If I'm in the right, I'm just going to guess fighting games.
Right, well, just have a think. The last two were always the easiest ones, so take off the surnames. Max, Axel.
Axel. It sounds Street Fighter-ish, but it probably isn't.
Are you going for Street Fighter?
Well, it's either Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat.
Neither.
Oh, all right. Is it a fighting game?
I'll give you a clue. With Street Fighter, you have got one of the words correct, and it is the right.
Oh, for God's sake! You and Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage. Yeah, one of the biggest games of all time.
Yeah, for you.
By the way, Eddie Hunter is Eddie Skate Hunter. He's known as Skate in the game.
Oh, okay. I mean, I still think that's verging on obscure.
It's not.
Is Eddie Hunter in Streets of Rage 4?
No.
No.
Eddie Hunter's in Streets of... Oh, yes, Eddie Hunter is in Streets of Rage 4. No, his brother is Adam Hunter.
Right.
So that's what I thought if you knew the game, you would get with Hunter. Because the original game was Adam Hunter, Axel Stone, and Blaze Fielding. If I said Blaze,
like
would you have got it?
Members of a really crap 90s band.
If I said Blaze Fielding, would you have got it, do you think?
Maybe, yeah. It sounds 90s Mega Drive-ish.
Well, and Max Thunder and Axel Stone didn't.
Yeah, they're all poser names. People who played on the Sega Genesis.
Sega Mega Drive were not American. Stop getting on me tits, right?
I did. I just said Mega Drive. I didn't call it the Genesis.
You did.
No, I
you
didn't.
called it the Sega Genesis. You said they're Sega Genesis poser names.
Well, I would say I didn't because I'm confident sometimes with this, but you'll probably just put it in the recording like, oh, look, you did say it.
No, I don't do that much work on the podcast anymore. I just see what you see. Anyway, last one for a bit of redemption. Okay, are we ready? Rune Glyphberg.
Rune Glyphberg.
Rune Glyphberg. I want to check that I've copied that right. It hasn't auto corrected, but I don't know what Glyphberg would be if it has auto. Yeah, no, it's fine.
It sounds Japanese again. Sounds Final Fantasy.
I'm not. You're right. You always lead me down this path to try and make me sound like I've got something against the Japanese, but
no.
I don't. Japanese people can't say the letter R, so why would it be rune? It'll be won't give R.
Yeah, and that's that.
So what was? No, you wouldn't. If you can't say the letter R, there are no Japanese people with the letter R at the start of their name.
No, that's not true.
But there are. No,
loyal listeners, if there's anyone from Japan who's got an R in their name.
No, at the start, I said. At the start.
Oh, at the start?
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a lot of Japanese lads who came over to our boarding school and they gave them English names.
There is
Robert and stuff like that. So
Riku, Rin, Rion, Rihito, Retsu,
thank you.
Rion, Ren.
Yeah, so what you just said is absolute shite.
I'll tell you what it is. Fucking Rune didn't come up. Rune!
Well, yeah, because that's a weird name, isn't it?
Gifa.
You say that I'm leading you down this path. I didn't say do a Japanese accent, did I?
Because you know that I'm sort of bordering on Tourette's, and as soon as we start talking about Japanese language, I try to impersonate it. Right? Have a guess.
Final Fantasy.
No. Steve Caballero.
Steve Caballero.
Steve Caballero.
Sounds Red Dead Redemption Revolver-ish.
Is that what you're going for?
Yes.
Wrong. Bucky Lasek.
This is cowboy territory, this is.
Bucky Lasek. Well, you've went for one cowboy game.
Oh. Is that a clue?
No.
What other cowboy games are there?
Just stating what you've went for.
Bucky, Rune.
Captain Bucky O'Hare.
Yeah, that was a game, wasn't it? Bucky O'Hare.
It was a TV cartoon. I loved it. Little Green Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bucky. Court of Juarez.
No. Bob Burnquist.
But Red Dead, it just sounds Red Dead Redemption like.
Okay. But you can't guess the game that you've already guessed and was wrong for your last answer, can you?
Is it a cowboy game?
No.
Bucky. Let's go something really rogue. Animal Crossing.
No. So Rune Glifberg, Steve Caballero, Bucky Lasek, and Bob Burnquist are all real people. There's your clue.
Is it going to be?
Real.
Is it going to be some fucking FIFA game or something?
Oh no, I haven't just picked 4 footballers. That's a cheat. No, it's a big
They're real.
video game series.
They're real
Yeah,
people.
and I'll tell you what it is. You'll have played as all of them. Bet you have.
I've played all of them.
Yeah, they are all playable characters. They are all real people. They are all playable characters.
Tony Hawk's.
It is Tony Hawk's. Another half a point there. They're all professional skateboarders.
And they've got fucking stupid names. Those can't be their real names, can they?
Well, what Rune sounds Japanese. He's Danish.
Okay.
Rune doesn't sound Japanese at all. It sounds, what do you call them? Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Steve Caballero, he's probably got some Spanish.
Bucky. Who's the fuck's Bucky?
Well, Lasek's a very Jewish name, isn't it?
Maybe.
I don't know. So, I don't know. Bucky's probably not his real name. He just goes by Bucky. I mean, Bob Burnquist was the obvious one. Obviously, I'm not going to put Tony Hawk.
You could have
Bucky
put
Lasek.
Bam Margera.
Yeah, I could have. That would have been obvious.
Mm.
His name's Charles Michael Lasek.
Oh, I can see why I changed it to Bucky.
He really liked Green Rabbit, so he changed it to Bucky. Yeah, but that honestly, people who played Tony Hawk's to death coming through, you hate you. This is why I gave you this one, because this is a callback to when we did trivia, and you had to name X amount of Tony Hawk's.
Yeah.
And you said after them I wouldn't know anyone else, so I thought easy point. Well, out of a
So you've deliberately chosen games where you knew I'd struggle. You put fucking Streets of Rage in there. Tony Hawk's.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't want to give you easy ones because you always say, "Oh, you don't know this," and I say, "Well, it's only if I know the game." So I just thought, for one time, I'm going to pick games that are very big. People in the listen and people in the comments would have got a lot of them, and just to prove that you are shit.
That was Retro's Trivia. That was Retro's Trivia. Was it good or was it kind of crap? Did it leave you thinking, how was I supposed to know that? It was Retro's Trivia. That was Retro's Trivia.
Hey.
Anyway, I've been playing, as I mentioned earlier on the show, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. It's so hard to say that, or say it all the time on stream wrong. Anyway, I've been playing that and realizing again how it is not an Assassin's Creed game. It is a pirate game. A great one, but it's not an Assassin's Creed game. Just to mention, as always, drop us a follow on our socials, 30-something gamers, 30-something gamers on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, where you can watch the podcast. Obviously, you can watch the podcast on Spotify as well. But I'm saying watch on there because I will put an odd update when I am streaming every now and again, post it over from my channels. So if you want to see how much of a percentage of a pirate game it is, because you're sad and you like Excel like me, you can get yourself on. But it got me thinking about other games that just don't fit into their series. Not necessarily a bad game, just what's it doing there? So I started thinking, and there were so many that I thought of, but a lot of them that I thought of, Boxy, when I was thinking about it, like someone mentioned to us when I put it in the Discord, in my Revival Discord. Someone mentioned Call of Duty, like where the games have went now, that they're completely mad and completely different what we got when the original Call of Duties came out. And I did agree and go, yeah, the new Black Ops and stuff is like absolutely mad coming from a World War II shooter series. But I don't think it counts when the change is gradual, because I think it's slowly been doing the death march towards that. So it's not a big of, oh, what have they done? Like, it's like, oh, Christ, they've went there now. I think what I was thinking of is when we're playing Assassin's Creed, so they're all Assassin's-y, parkour, jumping and stuff like that. And when I was thinking back when I started playing the game, all of the parts of the game that I am playing now on Resynced that I can remember are the pirate parts. And I keep dipping toe into the story parts that had to do with the assassins, and I can't remember them at all. And I think it's like, in that way, the best parts of the game are not what the series is built on. So
yeah,
that's one of that.
That's why I like it. I hate every other Assassin's Creed game except that one, and it's because it's not an Assassin's Creed game.
Because you love pirates. You're just a pirate. Your political party would have a pirate manifesto, like free, no tax on rum.
Yeah.
I don't know. Any portholes a goal?
Free gangplanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like you. So originally I had a lot, and I was thinking most of these games are kind of shit because they diverted from their formula, but there are a
Uh-huh.
few where they're actually really good. So my first one, how many have you got?
I've got a few. I mean, I'm more of a smorgasbord than focusing on a couple. So I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
I've got quite a few as well.
just
My
throw
first
them out
one,
there.
a
Throw them out
game I
there.
love, Driver San Francisco. Have you played that one?
I think I've dabbled. Is that the one where you can jump into anyone?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great mechanic. Well, I'm so surprised that not other games haven't tried using that mechanic for other things.
I'm sure there was a Vin Diesel game called Wheelman, and I think that had it in, but
Yeah,
but that game was too bad to to play
comment on.
enough to or to remember it. But
Yeah,
yeah, because Driver was quite based in reality, wasn't it? It was never over the top like Grand Theft Auto and stuff was. It was like quite hard to get away from the cops and stuff. Driver and Driver 2, and then Driv 3 year. Was it after Driv 3 year or before Driv
yeah.
3 year?
Well, Drift 3 kind of bombed. No one really liked
Yeah.
that one. And then they kind of went back to the drawing board. And San Francisco, it's like Starsky and Hutch, the video game. It's this real campy kind of 1970s buddy cop kind of
Oh,
feel to
really?
it.
So the
And
story's just away from where, like,
the
thematically
story's really
completely different as
dumb, but
well.
like, unfortunately, the story's a little bit. I mean, it's good, but it's kind of like it was all a dream sort of
All right, okay.
feel.
'Cause that's why you
And
can jump into different people, I'm
yeah,
assuming.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
okay.
But you can literally go 100 miles in a car, and then as soon as you're about to crash into people, jump out of the car and go into someone else's car, like any car you want. And there's
Yeah.
proper missions, and there's boss battles, and it gets really creative at the end. There's a mission in second person perspective, which you don't see very often.
What? Wait a minute. What's second person? So first person's you're the eyes, third person's behind.
Yeah.
Second person, you're looking out the Jap's eye or something?
Second person, I think in the case of this, you're looking through the eyes of the bad guy at you.
All right, okay. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, clever.
That's really
And
cool.
I thought they were very creative. And I'm not huge on driving games, but I had a lot of fun with Driver San Francisco. So that was my first one. And then
Yeah.
the second one, which is in the good territory before we move on to the cum territory, Super Mario Brothers 2.
Is that because it wasn't actually a Super Mario Brothers game?
Yeah, it was kind of ripped off of a Japanese game,
Yeah,
which
I can't remember the name.
I can't either.
Um, because do you know why they did that?
No. Oh, is it because the original Super Mario 2 was too hard?
Well, the Japanese or sort of developers, when they made it and stuff, made it and thought this is too hard for a Western audience. So they repackaged. It was called Yumi Kojo Doki Doki Panic,
That's it.
and it got turned. It just basically changed the sprites into um, Mario and Luigi and stuff like that. So it was completely different to any
Yeah.
other Mario platformer you will play. I'm assuming it probably didn't come out in the US, Doki Doki Panic, so they just thought they wouldn't know.
Uh,
But the original one did get released as the Lost Levels, didn't it? I think
It did, yeah,
eventually
on
for
the
Western
all on
audiences.
Mario All Stars.
Yeah.
But I still think Super Mario Bros. 2, what they did was really good. Like it's way more floaty than Mario. Like all the characters like float when
Yeah.
you jump, and there's this mechanic around picking up vegetables and throwing things.
Well, it became a thing, is it? Because that's in the new movie. Because you come into or the crocodile guy or whatever, and you kill him by throwing. I think in the game like a turnip at him, and in the
Mm,
film, Peach throws a turnip at him to like finish him off. So,
there's
yeah,
method,
yeah,
but like there's some
small
really strange
references.
things. Like all the, I mean, you can play as four of the characters. You can play as Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad, I think.
Isn't it this first game that brought in that bird or like the strange,
Bird, yeah, the pink bird, yeah.
strange?
And
Am I right? Is Birdo a transvestite?
okay, that's a pretty left field comment. What makes you think
Um,
that?
I'm sure it's said in the manual. It describes um, Birdo, often called Birdetta, is widely recognized in gaming history as one of the first transgender characters.
Okay,
First appearing in Super Mario Bros. 2, in the manual it stated thinks he is a girl and prefers to be called Birdetta.
fair enough.
Uh,
Progressive.
in 1986, it bloody well was.
Yeah,
You know what I
good for
mean?
them.
1988, sorry.
Leading the
Yeah.
way.
So there you go.
Um,
There's a fact. First
and you throw
transgender in gaming.
you throw eggs at her as well.
You do.
And
So, but maybe it wasn't progressive. Maybe that was like the Japanese making you stone a transgender animal.
I'm going to quickly move us away from this now, but the final weird thing about that game is you finish every level by going into an eagle's mouth.
That's how I normally finish, in an eagle's mouth.
Well trained.
It is.
Right.
It is.
You talk for a bit.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, when I first started thinking about games that don't really fit in the series, my mind immediately went to kart races because there are so many kart races there. But then there was like, I thought like, well, Sonic Transform, that's not really fitting the Sonic. But it's more of a mascot kart racer than not fitting in. And there was only one I thought of where it was like sort of, why is this being made into it? And I don't know whether you remember on the PS1, there was a one called Street Racer, which isn't
Yeah.
some sort of like Too Fast, Too Furious racing game. It was Street Fighter characters, but you could race as them. And I just think that is weird. I can understand your Sonic, your Mario, all those types of characters, Diddy Kong being put into that. But for Street Fighter characters to be put in, it sort of seemed strange. And then, because I was thinking of sort of driving, and I was thinking of mascot characters, I thought of Banjo Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts.
Oh, I put that one down as well.
Yeah, well, it is obviously Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie. The original two games are platformer collectathons, widely regarded as some of the best that was ever made on the N64, where platformers were gilded in gold. And then when they went dormant and then they came back, I think the one that gets with this one is it felt like they tried to pull the wool over the consumer's eyes because they didn't say that it was going to be what it turned out to be, which was a vehicle creator like sort of like Minecrafty type of thing, wasn't it? You got loads of parts and you had to create a vehicle that would win races and things.
Mm,
But they didn't sort of show that completely.
no.
They showed it as a platformer and stuff, and that just says to me they knew people weren't going to like it.
I think there was actually a trailer for Banjo 3E, like the proper one, which was going to be a platformer, and then they scrapped that idea and then came out with nuts and bolts, and yeah, it really confused people. And I think, from what I remember, you start the game and it is a platformer for a bit, and
Yes,
then
it
it
is.
pulls a
It is.
complete 180 and goes into the car stuff.
I think you still collect like the jigsaw pieces, and there's the odd bit where you have to jump and stuff like that. But it's more put in to try and oh look, it's still Banjo Kazooie, and you have to get there with like vehicles and stuff like that. But it really feels to me like it's like Super Mario 2, like it was another game, and they've just
Yeah.
put Banjo Kazooie in it. It didn't feel like it.
Yeah,
Um,
not a bad game. I mean, it's getting a lot more love now because of Tears of the Kingdom. Pretty much stole their idea.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I don't think I went into that game, and then it was one of the first games where I was probably one of the only ones where I was affected by I want to play a Banjo Kazooie platformer game. I bought this. This isn't what I was expecting, and I don't enjoy it because of that. So let it spoil the game for me.
You were duped.
I
Yeah.
was. I
I mean, I
was.
would argue that that game's not as bad as people say, but I agree with you. Like, it shouldn't have been Banjo-Kazooie. But now we're into cum territory. So
Mhm.
we've got Metal Gear Survive.
Oh my god! Yes,
Yeah.
I forgot about that game. I forgot it existed.
This was the start of when Konami decided to pour petrol on themselves and set themselves on fire. They got rid of Hideo Kojima for
Yeah.
whatever reason. And
Yes.
then they tried to just monopolize all these wonderful IPs and just brought out a load of shite. So Metal Gear Survive, which is a survival game, which is a pretty terrible survival game, got no weird or wackiness stuff that Metal Gear Solid is known for. It's just so
Did
bland and by the numbers.
Does it even have a story? I know the story starts where it's supposed to be people who are on big bosses like oil rig and they get like sucked into a wormhole or something and go to somewhere else where it's like a zombie apocalypse and it uses the Metal Gear Solid 5 engine and stuff like that. I think they just didn't want to waste the engine.
No.
And you have to build a base and protect it from these Crimson Heads or something like they look like the Crimson Heads from
Yeah, they got
Resident
zombies with
Evil.
big glowing red dicks coming out of their
Yeah.
foreheads. Yeah, terrible game. And the other Konami
Or can I
uh,
just say, do you know what we were talking about microtransactions earlier on? Do you know what Konami charged you for in that game?
save slots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
DLC. You had to buy save slots for the game. I
sounds
mean,
about right.
yeah.
That was some of the worst years in gaming. This was when Konami just decided to commit suicide in front of everybody. Because
Can you
then they
remember when
took,
the? Can you remember when there were the Golden Boys, like
yeah,
Mega Drive and SNES? Like Konami was just hit after hit after hit. Then obviously goes into Metal Gear and stuff like that on the PS1, and it is just like, did
yeah,
they do all like pachinko machines? Is that
pachinko machines and just fucking up every single game known to man. So next one, Contra Rogue Core. Have you ever played that?
I've not. I've played not very well, but I've played a couple of the original
Yeah,
Contras, but I've never
Contra's
played Rogue Core.
Contra's great. Old Contra is wonderful. Fast run and gun gameplay. Contra Rogue Core is a twin stick shooter. I've never played a good twin stick shooter, and it's just constant dialogue, hammy, like really 90s and over the top.
Mhm.
There's barely a story. They hide the story in the options menu. So if you want to get the story, you have to go out of the game to go to the menu to look at the story from a separate page.
Mhm.
There's a cooldown meter on all your guns, and they burn out insanely quickly. It's a fucking terrible game.
So a series that was built on keeping your finger on shoot constantly
Yeah,
and going through hordes of enemies. Now your gun stops working. I know what
pretty
I'm saying.
much.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Well, you've ignited one there that I hadn't thought of. I don't have on my list when you talk about Konami. Would you say this one fits in the category when they moved Castlevania: Lord of Shadows? Would you say, because I didn't play the original Castlevanias and I enjoyed Castlevania: Lord of Shadows, but
Yeah.
it felt quite God of War-y.
Yeah, I mean that was a time when everyone was ripping off God of War. I mean, I will say, I thought the story was good because
Hmm.
it Patrick Stewart's the narrator, and
Yeah,
that's like an orgasm coming out of your speakers. Um,
that's the
and it
Baldwin
was still
schooling of
about
talk.
Dracula, and it still had the lore and stuff. So I didn't think it was too bad.
Well, I'm just saying it doesn't fit in the series. Like, if you think Castlevania literally spawned a genre, Metroidvania, and
Yeah,
it's not a Metroidvania, is it?
but you got to remember they did kind of not open world, but third person Castlevania in the N64 era. There were two games on the N64 which were
All right,
hot
okay.
hot garbage, and they didn't do the 2D Metroid thing. So they did already dip their toe in shit kind of territory,
But I
Castlevania.
think I was thinking about that. Like Metroidvanias, I feel like you're more of a man to ask on this guy. Are there any 3D good Metroidvanias? Can you have a Metroidvania that isn't 2D?
Yes, you can, Tom. And you know what it's called?
What?
Dark
Dark
Souls.
Souls. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. But is there any Metroidvanias that? Because I mean, Dark Souls have built up their own reputation, and again, their own genre because it's based on difficulty as well.
Yeah.
Like, are there any not ridiculously hard Metroidvanias like when it comes to combat? Because your Metroidvania, your Dark Souls, if you call that a Metroidvania, it's based on its combat more than anything, isn't it? It's not based on the
Yeah.
track and back, getting new objects, things like that.
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of it. I bet we're missing someone really obvious, and there's someone in the comments going, "These gamers think the gamers they've never even heard of I don't the Jewel of the Bumhole 2 Brown River." You know what I mean?
I think
So I don't know.
I think Dark Souls was the first one who kind of took it into a living, breathing world,
Yeah.
way. And then all the other kind of Souls likes did the same. So like Lies of P is like that
Yeah,
when it
but are
kind of
you just
turns in
saying?
on
Are you just
itself.
saying it's a Vania because you will knock a shortcut and you can get through quicker? Is that what's defined
Kind
as
of.
a
It kind of
Vania?
yeah. Areas become more available as you go through the game, and then it kind of loops back on itself, and you realize how everything is connected in a much more organic way.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Well.
easy Metroidvanias, I would say Ori and the Blind Forest. That's a pretty easy game.
Mhm.
The Shinobi game, Art of Vengeance, wasn't that
Yeah, but
difficult.
they're not 3D. I
Yeah,
said
but
3D
you said about
ones.
easy Metroidvanias, and I'm giving you
No,
some, mate.
because well, I know Guacamelee. Guacamelee is great. Have you played
Yeah,
Guacamelee? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
What
Good,
I,
good.
what I meant was, is there a 3D Metroidvania that isn't based actually on its difficult? Like the selling point of Dark Souls is not it's a Metroidvania, it's the combat. That's what I meant.
I mean, could you say that Metroid Prime was one?
Uh, so no, I never played it. Right, okay.
Good chat.
So Sin was in a river of shit. I've got some more. And this one's more, it kept the game. If I tell you, I describe it, see if you can guess what game it is. So it's a first person shooter, over the top, um, taking out enemies. That's all it's about. don't need story or anything like that. It's just bang, bang, dead, dead, next level, bang, dead on another planet. And then suddenly had a dark one with a bit of
Doom,
a story. Yeah, Doom 3
Doom 3, yeah.
Did it just come out on the Xbox? Did it come out on anything else?
No, it came out on a few things. It was on PS3. It was one of the first. It was like 2005 or something, wasn't it?
But it was a clear indication of them trying to lean into these shooters and stuff are selling at the minute, like your Gears of War and well, it's been almost been before Gears and stuff like that. When it's on the original Xbox, but I mean, these dark, gritty, brown need a story, need to be depressed and stuff. And luckily, they obviously redeemed themselves when they came back with the new series and went back to sort of over the top fun, because that's what you played Doom for, isn't it? You're not playing it
Yeah.
for
I didn't.
just
I didn't think it was a bad game, but maybe not deserving of the Doom
the
title.
no, no. Have you got any more?
Yeah. So not quite cum territory, but in I guess pre-cum territory. Uh, see if you can guess this. A traditional platforming beloved series which turned into a party game.
Should do a party game, so I'm assuming you don't mean Mario Party.
No, not a very good party game, let's say.
Not a very good party game. Rayman,
No.
Raven Rabbits.
Crash. That I nearly put that one on there, but no.
Yeah, that sort of fits in.
I think Raven Rabbits is not a bad game. Crash
But
Bash.
we're not saying the bad games. We're just saying they don't fit in. Crash Bash. I think Crash Bash and Rayman Raven Rabbits are quite similar, as in platformer turned into a random
Yeah.
party game for like again.
I mean,
For
Crash
no
Bash has got
reason.
a fucking terrible story.
Yeah.
It's basically Uka Uka and the other one, Aku
hmm
Aku, are having an argument about who's stronger, who's got the girthier biceps, and they just said, well, we're just going to loop in all of our friends and we'll just have a competition to the death to figure out who it's going to be. But that game is good for like the first world, and then you quickly realize that it's just repeating itself over and over and over again. All the mini games are pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah. There's not a wide variety of games in that one, is there?
No.
Um,
And the only other one I thought of was Yakuza Dead Souls.
Yakuza Is that the zombie one? You mentioned that to me, and I'd never heard it before. Is it
Yeah,
on the? Is it on PS2? Is it that era?
PS3. PS3.
PS3. Okay.
Yeah, it's a third person zombie game where you're just shooting constantly and having I mean, there are guns in Yakuza, but you don't use them.
Yeah, yeah,
And this is just constant shooting, and it's pretty mid, to be fair,
yeah,
but just a really weird spin off for them to put out.
yeah. Well, I've got a couple more just to finish off on, just to mention games like Command and Conquer. There was a game called Command and Conquer Renegade came out. So Command and Conquer tactical, base building, um, sort of game turned into a first person shooter. And I didn't play it. I don't know whether it was any good, but a complete change. And again, it's that thing of it's like Tom Clancy in it. Let's slap Command and Conquer on because people recognize it. It's not a Command and Conquer game. So leave it.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned this one in my Discord, and it was Sonic the Hedgehog bringing out Shadow the Hedgehog, because what the Sonic the Hedgehog series needed was machine guns. And I honestly, I remember now getting the game, and I don't think at the time I realized what the frig is this. But now when I
Yeah.
think back, is like, I mean, it's a terrible game as well. So to be fair, that era Sonic the Hedgehog game, it does match that because it's shit. But let's give him a machine gun, which is
You'll be surprised because that game came out on PS2, and I desperately wanted it for Christmas because I thought, oh, this is Sonic Big Boy Club now.
but it wasn't though. That's
No.
what made it so strange. They didn't go like darker and that would have been weird. They didn't go into a more realistic and gritty and gory story or anything like that. It was just the same stupid over the top anime Sonic, bestiality, gameplay and plot, but he had a machine gun, and there's like parts where you got a card and run people over and stuff. It's just really weird.
Yeah.
And then I'll finish off with a comment from Kesler, who's someone from my community who is an expert on these games. I've never played Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, but her comment on that was, "What the actual fuck was that?"
I agree with that. That's a great shout.
Why
Great
is that?
shout.
Why is it so different to the
Let
first
me
novel?
let me school you. So the first few Harry Potters were third-person adventure games where you could go and explore and do whatever, and they were really good. And Goblet of Fire turns it into a twin stick like team building sort of experience where you're controlling Harry and your wand is like one stick and your movement's the other one, and then you need to work with Ron and Hermione to get like doors open and pull all your magic together to make things happen. And it is a fucking terrible experience. So I full on agree with that one. The
And then
game's worth about £1.50 and it should be a hell of a lot less.
well, I'll tell you what it is. She then finished off with, then Deathly Hallows became Wizard COD.
Yeah, it
So I
did,
never
yeah.
played Deathly Hallows. So did that become first person? Like,
Yeah, it's literally cover-based shooting with Expelliarmus being a machine gun.
that is great. But you know what it is? What they should have done is made it proper. Imagine if there was a war between. Basically, it's what's happening now in real life, but without the magic. You know, the right, the far right, and the left. But they had wands and they could do anything with them. Imagine the absolute gore. Like, imagine playing Gears of War, and instead of running up with a lancer and chainsawing someone in half, you could hide behind cover, hit them with a spell, and they shit themselves. You know
What
what I
I
mean?
don't get is Harry Potter's always dicking around with Expelliarmus and stuff. They know what the spell is, which kills people, which is Avada Kedavra.
Well,
Why?
he's got morals, hasn't he?
Yeah,
That's because Expelliarmus just knocks the wand out their hand, doesn't it?
yeah, lame.
I mean, in this instance, right, you might not want to kill them or use the four forbidden spells, Crucius and all that, put torch and stuff. But surely there's an in between and knocking a wand. Surely this is just like a slap to the face, like a backhand, like
I mean,
backhandius, and just like, you know what I mean? There's got to be.
if it was Call of Harry Potter or whatever, or if that's where the world is going, where we all have magic, and Harry Potter's there using Expelliarmus on the enemy, the commander's probably going, "Why don't you use Avada Kedavra, you thick cunt?"
I still as well. Again, when it comes to that, it wouldn't just be the bad side that would use Avada Kedavra. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and all they say in the films, which I never really understood, was always, it's a bad spell. You're not allowed to use that one. But there's nothing stopping anyone from doing it. It's just
No,
Voldemort's the only one who really uses it. And I think there's got to be some bad eggs out there.
there's got to be just like like you know how you have kids in the back garden pulling the legs off spiders and ants and stuff. You're telling me there's not a kid killing anthills and stuff like that with his little Avada Kedavra?
Yeah, or his brother or sister just stole his biscuit or something. Just, I'm gonna have a Avada Kedavra you in a
See,
minute.
that's the problem with like magic and wizardry and stuff like that. Like you see kids that are little pricks that give their younger daughter like their younger sister or something like a Chinese burn or something like that. Can I say Chinese burn now? Do you still call them that?
Well, not after this episode.
All
The
right.
realms that you've gone down.
Or something like that. Imagine if they had the magical power to do absolutely anything. Oh, that would be
Carnage.
yeah. What would come out of the Bogart cupboard? If you don't know what a Bogart cupboard is, it's no a Bogart is
Yeah, you're right.
but they keep it in a cupboard. The cupboard's not an actual Bogart, is it? It's in the cupboard
No,
to like keep it.
it transforms into the thing that you fear most.
What would come out for you? Would it be research? Would it be coherent podcast research comes out? Just
I'm not afraid of that.
papers and papers.
I just don't do it.
Do like an exploding filing cabinet.
I don't know what would come up for me. I mean, I would say something just really stereotypical like spiders or something like that, but
I don't know what would come out for me. Loneliness. How would it turn into loneliness?
it'd just be a picture of you.
If I was lonely, if I didn't have this pesky family, I could get through these 2,200 games behind us. But you know, anyway,
They're holding you back, Tom. Just
they are.
leave.
They are.
Just do what real men used to do and just leave.
I know. I'm going for some milk, and then just. But the thing is, if I left for milk, and then and then he never came back. If I'm using it to become the biggest gaming streamer of all time, they're probably going to see where I am. You know what I mean,
Well, you're not going to dox yourself, are you?
I know, but
don't
there'd be
have to tell
clues.
people
You've
your
seen
address.
those guys online that are like, guess where I am, and there's a picture of just one wall, and they're like, well, that type of rock has only ever been used and quarried in the north of Africa, and because of the light at this time, you must be sitting in this building. They'd
You
get
just
them
got
onto
to
us.
take all your bookcases with you.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can't be bothered to move them. I'd rather kick them out, if I'm being honest. Right.
Well,
Anyway, I've offended the Japanese and made myself a single lonely man. So we'll move on from the end of the episode. If there's any that you can think of, any games that don't fit into the series, drop them into the comments. And hopefully soon as well, we will be set up a Discord and we can discuss stuff like that then. So let us know as well in the comments if that's something you would want to get involved with. Have a little talk with us. It'd be lovely. But we are moving on to the best part of the show where I have a game buster, and my game buster is a cryptic clue towards the name of a video game that you and Sir Boxy of Arthood here has to try and guess. So, last week's clue was his little lad pinched the Queen of Hearts croquet balls. Have you got any clues on what that was, Boxy?
I mean, Alice in Wonderland.
Well, it's something to do with Alice in Wonderland. You are right. Queen of Hearts was the clue for that one.
Little boy. Say the first bit again.
His little lad pinched the Queen of Hearts croquet balls.
Sunderland. Hey.
Yeah, that great game. Suddenly, I do actually have a game. I don't know if you class it as a game. I've got an old big box PC game when Sunderland started doing well, and they brought out a big box of just all the goals, videos, and stuff, and things about the players. It's not really a game, is it?
Balan Wonderworld.
Where'd that come from? Can you tell us your work? Tell us your logic of his little lad pinched the Queen of Hearts croquet balls. Is Balan Wonderland? Oh, I get Wonderland.
Yeah.
What about Balan?
I don't know. Well, I think it starts with sun.
Yeah.
Sunderland, Sunderland, Sunsteel.
So we're getting better.
Sunsteel.
Pinched is the right. You need to find the right synonym for pinched.
Nicked.
Yeah.
Sun nicked.
Yeah.
Sun nicked Wonderland.
No, the answer was Sonic the Hedgehog. The croquet balls in Alice in Wonderland, the Queen of Hearts croquet balls, are hedgehogs.
You're kidding, right?
No, Sonic the Hedgehogs. His little lad pinched the Queen of Hearts croquet balls. Sonic the Hedgehogs.
You're trying to give a clue for hedgehog, and you go to Alice in Wonderland for that.
Yeah.
You could have just said like prickly rodent or something.
You keep saying this, but I'm not making it easy, and I like to make a little story. The little lad pinched the Queen of Hearts croquet balls. Sonic the Hedgehogs. It's a great one.
If you say so.
Okay, let's move on to our Game Buster for next week. Have this in your ear holes and see if you can work out what it is before next week's show. Wolverine named that ocean after his friend.
Oh, who fuck knows? It's going to be about a penguin or something, probably.
Wolverine named that ocean after his friends. And on that note, thank you very much for tuning in to this episode. 2 days' time on Thursday, we will release our useless microtransaction where we're going to talk about what makes us buy games in this day and age. So tune in for that one, and then obviously we will be back next week. Thank you very much for listening, and it's, as always,
that was Retro's Trivia.
The wrong theme tune. This episode just needs to end. Just take me out the back like old Yeller and just put me down.
Do everyone a favour. He's probably going to say like Wolverine. Oh, he's friends with Cyclops. Cyclops wears sunglasses.